put on his website $25,000 for 1 day of my time, which wasn't even a full 8 hours. He had a buy button on there, and someone clicked it and paid $25,000. And he's like, oh, I don't want to do this. And so then he immediately changed it to $25,000 for a half day, which was like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
And someone bought it. And he's like, oh. So he took it off his website. Hey everybody, you are listening to The Monetize. I'm your host, Tim Conley, and I'm here with my good friend and business partner, Pedro Moreno. What's up, brother?
Hi Tim, I'm doing fine, and today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to see if we can apply the clients, members, and customers principle to a business that's not online. So I was having coffee with a friend of mine who has sort of like a clinic where he does physical therapy, massages, and other kinds of stuff. And he is the owner, but also staff member. And he let me know that he has been doing this for the past 10 years. And he has been on this like hamster wheel of, well, yeah, he's been the owner, he's had associates, but at the end of the day, it's his business. And he is selling other people's time for profit. He's not only filling his calendar for himself, but also for other staff members. And he has to train new staff members. He has to do the work to fill their calendar, their time, but at the same time, fill his own time as well. So in this episode, I wanted to see if there's a way that we could try and advise him and have his example worked on this clients, members, and customers method or principle for a business. So his calendar is full, but he is stuck in labor. He is stuck in just doing the massages 45 minutes at a time. How can we change that?
Okay. So if that's going to be the business model, then which is fine. Like being a single person running your own show.
Yep.
The very first thing you have to do is all clients, one-on-one clients, have to pay a very high premium.
Right.
Because you're selling your time, and it's so your time is rare, and the price that you can get is commensurate with the perceived value that the client receives. So, like, I would put every client on an annual program, at least an annual program. With X number of visits as part of it. He's got this holistic approach. So then there needs to be a holistic program. So when you're not here at the clinic, you are still doing his system when he's not present. That's first and foremost. Then I would sweeten the pot for my clients to kind of start moving them into the member space by doing retreats. You pay this annual fee. You get access to 3 retreats a year, where you and a small number of clients, because I only work with a small number of clients, we do this retreat, and we do this, and all these other things, right? Yeah. I've now just increased the value of being a client. Overall time spent with those clients probably won't change. Even with adding the retreats, that just takes away one-on-one time and puts them into a small group. Now, we need members. So then this is where it can get tricky on the labor side of things. So a member needs to be able to come into the program that does not require him to put hands on that person. And that's a little harder to do in this particular kind of business. But what you can do is what things in, like, say, physical therapy or physiotherapy and even massage that can be done in a group setting. So this is where you might actually need some assistance, and you're overseeing the assistant. So in that same amount of time, your assistants are doing your system with this group of clients, right? So that's the only tricky side, is that with members, there needs to be some of your time involved in it. Not as much time as a client gets, right?
Right.
So if we then have, now for customers, this is the part where we've talked in other episodes about the system that he has. And if he packages up his knowledge in a way, because this is also makes great marketing, you package it up in a way that people wish to buy the system. They get zero contact with him but they get a DIY, do-it-yourself version of his system that you can do at home.
You know, one thing that I thought for him, and this happened right after a call that you and I had, was, okay, I said to him, you need to train other therapists, physical therapists, to do things to at least a 70% standard of what you do, right? I was like, yeah. And I thought, okay, what if the same structure would apply to him teaching his method to other physical therapists that won't be actual employees for his business, you know? Because this hamster wheel that he has shared with me that he's been on is that maybe he trains someone and this person stays for a couple of months, and it so happens to be, because of life, that things change in their life, and now he has to train yet another person. So I thought, okay, you have this process that is very personal to you and that is very valuable to you as well, and that is different to other things that you can see with masseuse and physical therapists. Okay, what if you can actually teach this instead of maybe having more people to put your hands on, if you will, no pun intended, but maybe that way you can actually teach people your method and not put yourself in the position to deal with as much of clients that you actually need to do the labor for, as opposed to just teaching. What do you think about that?
I think it's like, I don't know, like step 12. So because you notice how I describe this, starting from clients, because we can make far more money in a short amount of time with clients. We reinvest some of that profit and some of the time that we've opened up for ourselves, because we don't have to work as much on individual clients, into a member program.
Yeah.
So in this particular case, the members are not patients or customers of your clinic. They're other clinicians, right? Masseuses and physical therapists and stuff. So the problem with that is if you go directly to that model and no one knows who you are, no one's going to buy your certification.
Right. Yeah.
But I can build a very, very profitable practice by doing my clients, my members, because where I'm getting my technique into the minds of the market. The market wants my services. So I get so busy. I get so freaking busy. I cannot take on another patient. I cannot bring another client in. It's impossible for me to do so.
Yeah.
And I've got a 2-year waiting list. If you want me to fix your problems, you're on a multi-year waiting list. Or you can use one of my certified people.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And then again, with the customer side of things, selling the DIY at home, which it doesn't actually have to be a strict DIY. There's this guy, Dr. Andrew Weil, wrote a book forever ago. I read it. I liked it. Started taking the supplements and like doing the walks and it was not his full system that he does with his patients.
Mm-hmm.
It was a philosophy that someone could get introduced to and could start acting upon without needing him there. And that makes great marketing, because then you start thinking, well, maybe I should go to one of his retreats.
Right.
Maybe I should become a member and do these programs. Maybe I should be one of Dr. Weil's patients and have him see me, because I've got this really bad problem that the non-engaged services and products did not solve for me. They helped me a little bit, but I still got something. And so I need to become a client, right?
Yeah.
That is what good products do when you're selling to customers, is it teaches the entire market your idea and gets people to desire it. Because when there is a market out there that desires a thing they cannot have because it's unavailable for the next 2 years, they will take the next best thing, which would be certified people in that system that they desire so much. That's the business model.
This reminds me too of Wim Hof. Do you know him?
I know of him. Yep. I have not done any of the breathing techniques, and I am not getting in an ice bath.
Well, his breathing techniques, like the first time that you do it, it's a trip. It's wild. It is wild. But he does like retreats where he's part of the group that he's leading, and I believe you can even go like not barefooted, but almost naked to and climb like a freezing cold mountain and stuff, like taking things to a certain extreme, but with him. And for instance, here in Uruguay, in Montevideo, we've had some events of people who are certified within the Wim Hof method, and people go and pay a certain fee for them to get in the ice and stuff, and then there's like the lower tier which would be like for just customers, which is like his book, or not even his book, like his app, where you have to pay to get access to his guided meditations and stuff.
Right.
So this just remind me of that. But now, coming back to the example that I brought to you, the thing with the do-it-yourself, for someone whose product is him putting his hands on people's bodies, essentially, and applying pressure and knowing how to apply pressure, would that do-it-yourself would be like maybe tricky, because it's not so much as, you know, doing like meditation and stuff, and it's not the type of thing that maybe you can say massage yourself with a like a massage gun, or with a, you know, something else, but that might be tricky, at least if I put myself in his shoes, and that is why I thought about teaching people as opposed to having like a package for clients to be, or for customers who could eventually become clients that I
Right.
treat them,
But you're trying to skip market demand.
Mm,
So going to teaching requires market demand, and you
right.
have to manufacture market demand.
And authority
Wim Hof has been doing his thing for like 30 something years, 40 years or something.
yeah,
And it's only been in like the last 15 that people started to take notice. And then in the last 10 that he actually got people buying directly from him. And then in that 10-year period, it shifted over to buying from people that are certified because there was so much demand they can't get to Wim's programs,
right.
right?
Yeah.
It's literally the model. Market demand is the key here. That's why I said at the very beginning of this, he has to start with marketing.
Yeah.
There's nothing else he can do to fix his business other than to get more demand than he can possibly serve.
Okay.
Then
And
he can sell, then he can, one, increase prices, which could be done through packaging, doing different kinds of packaging. And then two, moving into a member model of some sort. The third
right.
one is where now he can prove that he has demand, that he has, because he has results, he has social proof. He can take
Right.
that social proof and put it into his program. You said, well,
Right.
wouldn't it be tricky because he's got to put hands on you to do the whole program? Well, that's why I mentioned Dr. Weil. He had a book that taught a part of his system. The rest of it needs him as a doctor because he was a medical doctor, and you can't practice medicine without being with the doctor, right? So he can't give you the whole program unless you come directly to him. In this guy's case, he can give part of the program. You said it's holistic, so you just don't have the part where he touches you, right? That's the part that's missing. It's that simple, because you've got to manufacture market demand for the system.
Right.
And then people will wish to be certified in the system. So Wim Hof, before he even started selling certification, already had a product on how to do his breathing technique and how to get in an ice bath and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I had a friend who bought the program, and I thought he was nuts. Now, I'm waiting for Wim Hof to come out with the hot sauna and hot showers technique. Because I'm all for that one.
Yeah.
So that's the business model. If he wants to get free of the hamster wheel, we don't add complexity yet. We add marketing. We fill the calendar till there's a waiting list. And then we increase our prices because we have a waiting list. We can take the risk of losing people as patients because we have a waiting list. We got more people, we got more demand than we can fulfill. So that gives us the ability to raise prices. That then, if you do it right by doing the clients, members, and customers, there's this automatic hierarchy that comes from that. Well, I want to be a client. I don't want to be one of the members. I want the special treatment. Every business always has a customer segment that wants to be the premium customer. They want to pay you and this is true, they literally want to find out that they pay the most money out of any of your customers.
I saw a Patreon for a podcast, actually, that they had like 3 tiers, and it started off from like $5 to $25, and it went all the way to, I think it was like $75 or something. And then there was like a 4th tier, sort of like, it was like hidden. you had to go to actually scroll through it, and it was a tier that said like, okay, we know you have money, we know you have fuck you money, and if you pay this, then both my co-host and me, we have to be a little bit more gracious with you when we run into you in a airport or something. But there's like no other special treats for you. It's just, this is the package for people who want to pay the most just because. And
Yes.
yeah, that was like a great example that I run into.
This exists in all service businesses, that you will have a customer segment that the more famous you get, the more demand there is for you. There will be customers who will compete with each other to be the one who spends the most money with you.
Yeah.
It's one of the weirdest things about a human status that exists, but you just offer it because they are happy doing it. It makes them feel better.
Yeah.
Because they feel that they've got better status than everyone else that you take care of.
Yeah.
Every service business should have it. Like with Lumen, with podcast tiers, there should be like a stupid tier, like $300,000 to start if you want to work with us in this capacity. Maybe even higher. Like maybe make it this is a $750,000 a year service. You could just put it on the website right now. Right now, maybe someone will buy it. Maybe someone will click the button and be like, hey, I would like to talk about this service.
Yeah.
It's one of
Maybe I'll do
this
it.
goes to a lesson, and I know we're going long here, and probably should just end this episode. But a mentor of mine, he did that on his. It was one of the first people I had ever seen do this, and he had a marketing company, and he was always working with his clients, and he made a lot of money when he worked with his clients, but he was getting sick of it, so he decided to create a $25,000 day. This was a long time ago. This was in, oh gosh, it would have been like the late 90s, early 2000s that he did this. Early 2000s, he put on his website $25,000 for one day of my time, which wasn't even a full 8 hours. It was like 6.5 or something. But it cost 25 grand. And someone bought it. He had a buy button on there. And someone clicked it and paid $25,000. And he's like, oh, I don't want to do this. He did it. And so then he immediately changed it to $25,000 for a half day, which was like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
And someone bought it. And then he's like, ah. So he took it off his website.
No
He
way.
just did not want to do one-on-one work anymore.
Yeah.
But because he gave the option, someone bought it. Your friend at his clinic, if he gave a crazy offer, just had it sitting there on like somewhere where whenever they come in, they're in the waiting room or whatever, they can see this special premium tier thing.
Yeah.
And it's stupid priced. Not a little higher.
Yeah.
Like a lot higher. Like, would I spend that amount of money? Like
On anything?
he's charging $25,000 for this program. Would I maybe I should talk to him and find out what that program really is.
Yeah.
Because if he's got some wealthy clients, guaranteed one of them will buy it. And without even pitching it, just a little thing to let them know it exists. And he wouldn't even have, and it's better not to try to sell a luxury service like that. It's better to let the customer ask you about that luxury service. And then you go, hey, yeah, I think you would be a perfect candidate for my $25,000 holistic program I have. And they go, oh, and he goes, okay, yeah, all right. And they pay $25,000 up front.
Up front.
Not over time, up front.
Up front.
Guaranteed he could do that if he's got the demand and he has wealthy clients.
Yeah. Well, Tim, we need to end this because I need to run and change the pricing on Lumen to have $1 million for a yearly commitment with us. So, do you want to take us home?
All right, everybody. Hopefully you got a lot of value out of this episode, and follow the system that I outlined. Like, if you want to remove yourself from whatever service business you have, the very first thing you have to do is create the demand. Focus on that. And then when the demand is there, all the other business problems are a lot easier to fix. All right? We will see you in the next episode.
See ya.